Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Listen closely. Beneath the familiar roar of traffic in our cities, a new sound is emerging. It's a quiet hum, a gentle whir of wheels on pavement. This is the sound of the micromobility revolution. And it's changing everything about how we move. From shared electric scooters and bikes to privately owned electric skateboards, these agile machines are more than just a novelty. They represent a fundamental shift in how we navigate our urban environments. The question is no longer if they belong, but how we can intelligently weave them into the fabric of our cities. So what exactly is micromobility? Simply put, it's a whole family of small, lightweight vehicles, typically traveling under 25 kilometers per hour, or about 15 miles per hour. And their rise isn't just a passing trend. It's a direct answer to some of our biggest urban headaches. Our cities are growing at a staggering rate. The UN projects that by 2030, over 60% of the world's population will live in cities. This rapid growth leads to crippling traffic congestion, hazardous air and noise pollution, and overwhelmed public transport. Micromobility offers a compelling solution because these vehicles are perfectly suited for short trips. And here's a crazy fact. A huge portion of our urban travel consists of these short trips. In the United States, for instance, a staggering 60% of all vehicle trips are under 6 miles. Using a 2-ton car to grab a coffee a mile away is massive overkill. By providing a convenient alternative for these shorter journeys, micromobility directly tackles congestion and emissions. A study by Carnegie Mellon University found that if we replace just 10% of short car trips with micromobility during the afternoon rush, we could prevent over 4,800 car trips and reduce vehicle travel by more than 7,300 miles every single day. Beyond that, micromobility is a powerful tool for solving what urban planners call the first mile/last mile problem. That's the challenge of getting you from your front door to the nearest bus stop or train station, and then from your final stop to your office. By bridging these gaps, e-scooters and e-bikes make public transportation a more viable and attractive option for millions, reducing our reliance on private cars and creating a truly interconnected transport system. But to make this revolution work, we can't just drop thousands of scooters onto streets designed for 2-ton steel boxes. We have to re-engineer the city itself. For decades, our urban planners had one thing on their mind: the car. Now, we need a paradigm shift. The absolute cornerstone of a micromobility-friendly city is a network of dedicated and, crucially, protected lanes. I am not talking about a painted line on the edge of a busy road. I mean physically separated pathways that give scooter and bike riders a safe and comfortable space, away from the dangers of car traffic. Safety is the #1 concern for potential riders, and research consistently shows that when you build protected lanes, people will use them. These lanes need to be wide enough for all sorts of devices, from skinny e-scooters to wider cargo bikes. Innovative designs are popping up everywhere, like the Cyclops junction in the UK, which stands for Cycle Optimized Protected Signals. It creates a protected, signal-controlled roundabout for cyclists and scooter riders, completely separating them from vehicle traffic at intersections. But what about the other big complaint from the early days of micromobility? The clutter. Scooters left strewn across sidewalks, blocking access for pedestrians and people with disabilities. The solution to this is smart parking. Cities are creating designated on-street parking corrals and smart hubs, often located near transit stations, to make switching between a scooter and a train seamless. These hubs aren't just parking spots. They often include charging stations for both shared and private vehicles. To enforce this, cities and operators use a technology called geofencing. Using GPS, they can create virtual boundaries. If you try to end your ride outside a designated parking zone, the app simply won't let you. This same tech can create slow zones in pedestrian-heavy areas, automatically reducing a scooter's speed to improve safety for everyone. And this thinking is extending beyond the street and into our buildings. Real estate developers are realizing that micro-mobility-friendly amenities are a huge draw. They're adding secure storage for bikes and scooters, which is far cheaper than car parking, and even investing in on-site charging stations. As younger generations who favor these modes of transport enter the housing market, these features make properties more valuable and future-proof. Okay, so rebuilding parts of our cities sounds expensive. Is it worth it? The economic equation is surprisingly clear. Micromobility is a massive boon for local economies. A study from Emory University's Goizueta Business School found that shared e-scooter systems generated an estimated $13.8 million in additional sales for food and beverage companies in just 4 cities over a 6-month period. Why? Because people on scooters or bikes are more likely to make spontaneous stops at local shops and cafes. They become part of the neighborhood fabric in a way that car drivers, sealed in their metal boxes, just aren't. Another study in Portland, Oregon, found that customers who arrived at businesses by bike spent 24% more per month than those who arrived by car. This isn't just about coffee shops, it's a powerful tool for revitalizing entire commercial districts. Tourism gets a boost too. A global survey found that nearly 30% of tourists use shared e-scooters to explore shops in a new city, providing a fun way to access areas that might be off the beaten path for traditional transit. This all adds up, influencing the real estate market as well. Properties near micromobility hubs and protected lanes are becoming more desirable. In areas without traditional transit, a good micromobility system can provide a similar bump in real estate value to a new train station. Plus, this growing industry creates new jobs in fleet maintenance, software development, and manufacturing. And let's not forget the gig economy, where delivery services increasingly rely on fast, efficient e-bikes to navigate congested city centers. Of course, there are costs. Building new infrastructure and managing these systems requires significant investment. But it's crucial to see these as investments, not just costs. A study from Oxford University calculated that if just 1 in 5 of London's car trips were made using an environmentally friendly alternative, the city would see over £1.1 billion in benefits from congestion savings, time savings, and health savings. The long-term economic upside dwarfs the initial outlay. But here's a critical question. Is this just another perk for wealthy people in downtown high-rises? If we're not careful, it could be. But approached correctly, micromobility can be a powerful tool for social equity. For many people in low-income communities, reliable transportation is the biggest barrier to getting a job, an education, or even healthcare. Micromobility can be the missing link. A study in Chicago found that access to micromobility increased the number of jobs a resident could reach within 30 minutes by 16%, compared to just using transit and walking. That's a life-changing difference. However, early rollouts often failed on this front, concentrating vehicles in wealthy, central neighborhoods. To fix this, cities are now writing equity requirements directly into their contracts with operators, mandating that a certain percentage of the fleet must be deployed in designated underserved communities. But true equity goes beyond just location. It means designing for everyone. The industry is moving beyond the standard 2-wheeled scooter to include adaptive vehicles like stable 3-wheeled trikes and seated scooters, making them accessible for older adults or people with disabilities. It also means tackling the digital and financial divide. Many low-income individuals don't have smartphones or credit cards, which are usually required for rentals. So cities are pushing operators to provide cash payment options and ways to rent without a smartphone. Reduced fare programs are also key. In Pittsburgh, the Move PGH program gives low-income participants unlimited bike share use, free scooter rides, and no-cost transit passes. In Minneapolis, new mobility hubs were first placed at busy bus stops in low-income communities. These examples show that with deliberate planning, micromobility can be a force for justice, not just convenience. So we've talked about the streets, the money, and the people. Now let's peek under the hood at the technology that makes it all possible. The first generation of shared scooters, frankly, weren't very good. They were flimsy and broke down constantly. But the industry has evolved. Today's vehicles are robust, weather-resistant, and packed with smart tech. Some companies are now testing AI-powered systems that use a camera to detect if you're riding on the sidewalk and will alert you in real time. Anti-lock braking systems are becoming standard, improving rider control and safety. The invisible engine powering all of this is the Internet of Things, or IoT. In simple terms, every scooter and bike has a small, connected computer inside. This allows operators to remotely manage their entire fleet. IoT sensors track the location of every vehicle, preventing theft. If a scooter is moved without being properly rented, it can be disabled remotely. This connectivity also enables predictive maintenance. By monitoring the health of the battery, brakes, and motor, operators can fix a vehicle before it breaks down, keeping more vehicles on the road and increasing their lifespan. And all of this generates a mountain of valuable data. Operators use it to optimize their fleets, moving vehicles from low-demand areas to high-demand hotspots throughout the day. And when this data is shared with cities, using standards like the Mobility Data Specification or MDS planners can get a real-time picture of how people are moving, helping them decide where to build the next protected bike lane. This all leads to the ultimate vision, Mobility as a Service, or MaaS. The idea is to create a seamless experience by bringing all of a city's transport options, public transit, ride-hailing, bike share, scooters, into a single digital platform. With one app, you could plan, book, and pay for your entire journey. A scooter ride to the train station, the train across town, and a bike for the last half mile to your destination. It's about making the combination of sustainable options so easy and convenient that choosing a private car becomes the less attractive choice. So where does the road lead from here? The journey is far from over. The micromobility industry is maturing, moving past the growth at all costs phase and focusing on sustainable, profitable business models. We're seeing a wave of new vehicle types, like cargo e-bikes that are revolutionizing urban deliveries by replacing polluting vans. We're seeing bizarre and brilliant new designs, from enclosed single-person electric capsules to three-wheeled leaning scooters that feel like you're skiing on pavement. Ultimately, integrating micromobility isn't just about adding new bike lanes or apps. It's about a fundamental choice for what we want our cities to be. Do we want them choked by traffic and pollution, or do we want them to be designed for people? A future with cleaner air, safer streets, and transportation systems that are efficient, equitable, and sustainable for everyone. The micromobility revolution is a powerful gear in the engine driving us toward that future. Thanks for tuning in to Fun Facts Online.